George and her friends were in the playground. They made the roundabout go so fast that George flew off and landed in a tree. "Careful, George," said Peppa, but George fell out of the tree onto his head. "I'm okay," said George. "The grass was soft." "You were lucky," said Peppa, "because they haven't finished the new hospital yet. You'll need it one day, I'm sure. You have so many accidents." The hospital was indeed being finished today on the other side of town. It went up quickly, and when finished, had a new ambulance as well. Back at the playground, Thomas brought Danny Dog and Susie Sheep. He dropped them off and then turned round. He hadn't got any more duties for a while, so he stayed. They took turns on the slide while Danny and Susie played in the treehouse. Then Peppa slipped at the top of the slide and fell backwards, landing on her head. The ground wasn't soft, and Peppa was dazed. Thomas said he'd go and get some help. Peppa's head hurt. Thomas got a message to the new hospital. Daddy Pig was driving the ambulance today, and he went as fast as he could to the playground. He examined Peppa and said he needed to get her checked over at the hospital. With Peppa on a stretcher in the back, he returned to the hospital. Nurse Mummy Pig was waiting for the casualty, and they got Peppa onto a bed. Nurse Mummy checked Peppa's head. "I think she'll be all right," she said to Daddy Pig, "but I'll put some bandages on the cuts." Daddy Pig went to get the ambulance ready for more casualties. There were lots of beds in the hospital, even some upstairs. Peppa was sitting at the hospital computer with her bandages on.
Surprise!
Peppa turned round and saw all her friends. They'd come to make sure she was all right. She was. Thanks for watching our story featuring the Peppa Pig Hospital construction set. It's easy to put together and has some great features, including the ambulance. Thomas had fetched some very smelly fish from the docks and needed to get back quickly. A cow was blocking the line.
Oh, no!
"Can you please move?" said Thomas. That was exactly the wrong thing to say to the cow, who wasn't going to move. "I need to get this fish out of the sun," he said to the cow. Thomas backed up and steamed towards the cow again. No luck. Then Thomas had an idea. He backed up and went the long way round. "Oh, please let me by," said Thomas. The fish were warming up and getting even more smelly. He realised that the cow had moved and he went back. The cow had moved as well. This could take all day, thought Thomas, and all the time the fish were warming up and becoming even more smelly. In the Paw Patrol lookout, Ryder had seen the problem. "Super Pup Rubble, this is a job for your new crane." Rubble got into his bulldozer with crane attachment and off he went. "Super Pup to the rescue!" Rubble got his crane into position. "I'll soon have this cow out of the way for you," said Rubble, and he tied a lifting harness around the cow. He started lifting, but oh no! The cow was too heavy and his bulldozer tipped up. "Looks like Super Pup is in trouble," said Ryder. "I'll go," said Rocky. "I'm good with cows." "OK then," said Ryder. "Chase, can you take Rocky?" "What's that smell?" said Rocky. "Oh, it's the smelly fish," said Thomas. Rocky asked Thomas to back away. He then started talking to the cow. "Come on, follow me," said Rocky. And the cow moved off the track. Thomas saw his chance and moved the smelly fish past the cow. "You see," said Rocky to Chase, "she just needed to be talked to nicely." Rocky now seemed to have a new best friend. He led the cow back to her enclosure and stayed with her to settle her back in, while Chase and Super Pup Rubble left for the lookout.
Help! 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 Help!
Uh-oh. Frank thinks those Paw Patrol Meshams are part of his herd of tractors. He's He's not going to let anyone touch them. Well, if anyone can get them back though, it's the Paw Patrol pups. The pups have a plan, and it involves flight. There's Marshall, Chase, Skye, and Zuma. So that's a Mash'em each. Marshall first. Nice one. Oh, Frank's a bit annoyed though. So who's inside this Mash'em? It's Zuma. Three left. And it's Chase's turn. Ooh, careful, Chase. Frank's watching that one. Try one of the ones at the back. That's better. He didn't even notice. So let's see who's inside this Mash'em. It's Rubble. Two left. Go on, Skye. Okay, stop showing off. Wait, that's a tractor, not a Mash'em. Ah, very well done, Skye. Took that from right under his nose. Skye was inside. So, there's just one left, but Frank's watching it very carefully. Good luck, Zuma. Hold on, why are you carrying a flower? Ah, it was a distraction. Very clever. So Frank's cage was pretty much empty. Let's see who's in this final Mash'em. It's Rocky. Well done, everyone. You saved all of the Mash'ems.
Help! 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 Help!
A minion was in trouble in the sea, but the pups of Paw Patrol were already on their way in their new Paw Patroller. Mac, carrying Lightning McQueen with Mater following, just happened to be passing and saw the minion, who by now had found a little island. "I think we should help him," said Mac. "Let's get McQueen out," said Mater. Mac opened up and McQueen got out. "Let's go," said McQueen, and they rushed off to the water's edge. McQueen dipped his wheels in the water. "Oh," he said, "I don't want to get rusty. You go, Mater." "But I don't want to get rusty either." "Mater, you are already rusty." So Mater went into the water, but of course the water stopped his engine. "Now I'm stuck," said Mater. "I'll get help." "Don't go away, Mater," said McQueen. "As if I can," said Mater. McQueen got into Mac to call for help, but the screen showed the Paw Patroller was very close. And then it arrived. "Wow," said Mac. "That is a large vehicle." The Paw Patroller opened. Zuma jumped out to rescue the minion. Ryder and Rubble thought about how to rescue Mater. With the minion now safe, Rubble got his bulldozer on the beach and attached a rope to Mater. He pulled hard and Mater came out of the water. "Thanks," said McQueen. Mater tried starting, but couldn't. "You need to dry out a little first," said McQueen. "We've got a problem," said Marshall. "The Paw Patroller is so heavy, its wheels are stuck in the sand." They took their vehicles out and closed the Paw Patroller. Rubble got into position. A rope was attached. He tried pulling, but he just wasn't strong enough. "I'll help," said Mac, and he closed up and got in position to help Rubble. They both pulled hard and the Paw Patroller started to move. Slowly, but it was moving. Very soon it was completely out of the sand. Ryder got out and thanked Rubble and Mac. Mater managed to start his engine and everybody got ready to leave. First to go was Mac, with Mater following. Then the Paw Patroller left with its minion passenger. What an eventful rescue!
Help! 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 Help!
Percy was very excited. Sir Topham Hatt had asked for him specifically to do an important job. "Hello, sir," said Percy. "Hello, Percy." I think that Maithwaite needs repainting. Please would you deliver these trucks of paint? Of course I can, said Percy, and he happily steamed off. He reversed into the trucks, and his driver coupled him up. He was about to leave when... Oh no, the coupling broke, said Percy. But he had an idea. He could push them instead. This was going really well. The only problem was that he couldn't see where he was going, and he was heading towards the track crossing. Unfortunately, so was Thomas. But it was too late. Percy slowly opened his eyes. Hey, I didn't get a single drop of paint on me, he said. But the same couldn't be said about Thomas. Ah, look at me, cried Thomas. I'm so sorry, Thomas, apologised Percy. Replied Thomas, and he reversed off. Percy felt really bad about this. The worst part was that he had to go and pick up Annie and Clarabelle now to start his job for the day. And he had to do it covered in paint. And everywhere he went, people were laughing at him. Haha, what's wrong with you, Thomas? Joked James. Even the trucks laughed at him. This didn't make Thomas feel any better. At the end of the day, Thomas ran into Percy. Thomas, when you're done, meet me over here. I have a surprise for you. Okay, sighed Thomas, and he went off to finish his job. He's gonna love this, thought Percy. Soon, Thomas returned, and he couldn't believe his eyes. Surprise! Hi, Thomas. I explained what happened this morning, and Chase, Peppa, and Bob... King Bob wanted to help you clean up. So they filled a truck with soapy water, grabbed a cloth and started cleaning. Thomas looked good as new in no time. Thank you everyone, he said. I'm really sorry about this morning, said Percy. Oh, don't worry about it, replied Thomas. Accidents happen.
Help! 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 Help!
It was a busy day at the Sodor cargo yard. There were lots of vehicles helping out. It was a particularly busy day because James was supposed to be helping out, but he had broken down earlier. Salty ran into Thomas. There's a lot to do today, said Thomas. I know, I'm going to pull loads of trucks, Salty replied. Don't pull too many, warned Thomas, and he left. Time to collect some cargo, he thought. Firstly, he went to Chomper. Hello, said Chomper. Would you like some barrels? Yes, please, replied Salty. So he reversed into the truck and Chomper loaded it up. Don't pull too many trucks, warned Chomper. I won't, said Salty, and he went over to Jack. Would you like some rocks? Asked Jack. Yes please, Salty replied. So he reversed into the truck and Jack loaded it up. Don't pull too many trucks, said Jack. I won't, said Salty, and he left. He went over to Sam. Please can I have some logs, Sam? He asked. You're pulling a lot already, but okay. So Salty reversed into the truck and Sam filled it up. Don't pull too many trucks, he warned. I won't, said Salty, and he left. He decided that 5 full trucks was enough, so he left to deliver them. Unfortunately, Diesel was leaving too, and he didn't look where he was going. Salty saw him and tried braking, but his trucks were just too heavy, and he wasn't slowing down in time. But it was too late. It was a mess. Diesel's cargo was all over the place, and Salty looked terrible. But at least his trucks were still on the track. Don't worry guys, we'll help you, said Jack. Byron, Jack and Sam cleared away the spilled cargo. Chomper pulled Salty back onto the track. Kevin pulled Diesel's trucks back onto the track. And Chuck bought some tools so Salty's driver could fix his engine. He looked good as new in no time. So Diesel's trucks were refilled, and Salty's driver uncoupled a few trucks so the load was lighter. Thank you everyone, said Salty. No problem, they replied. So both Diesel and Salty left to deliver their cargo.
Help! 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 Help!
It was a lovely day on Sodor, and Thomas was meeting one of his friends, Lightning McQueen. McQueen turned up by the trackside in Mac. Mac opened and McQueen got out. Hi Thomas, said McQueen. We've made those modifications for you on your Mini Thomas and truck. We don't usually do steam engines, but as it's you, we did. Now, steamies like Thomas and Percy need coal and water to work. They burn coal, which heats water that produces steam, which drives the engines. They use a lot of water and have to stop at water towers to refill. The water towers on Sodor get their water from the Sodor Waterworks. McQueen's engine works in a very different way. I hope the modifications work, said McQueen. Thank you, said Thomas. I'm sure they will. The Mini Thomas and his truck were loaded onto Thomas. McQueen got back inside Mac and off he went. Thomas left as well. Percy was in need of some more water. He stopped at the water tower, but they couldn't get any water out at all. Thomas appeared. "Peep, peep, come on Percy, out of the way," he joked, and pulled up behind him. "Sorry Thomas," said Percy, "there's no water, and I haven't got enough to take me to the next water tower." "No water?" said Thomas. "I've never known that before. I wonder if there's a problem at the waterworks." Thomas reversed and went to the waterworks. "Go on, Mini Thomas," he said. "The track's not wide enough for me. You go and see if there's a problem and take your new truck." Mini Thomas went up to the waterworks. Engineers were trying to fix the problem. "Thomas, can you start the lift to give us that box of spare parts, please?" they said. But then there was trouble. As Thomas moved forwards, the box of spare parts shot up in the air. Water gushed out of the brickwork and the spare parts box got carried away in the flow of water. Luckily, the spare parts box got stuck. Mini Thomas moved into position. "Use your new winch," said Thomas. The winch was attached to the box and Mini Thomas started winding it in. With it safely aboard, he took it to the lift. This time it was safely delivered to the engineers. "Thank you, Mini Thomas," they said, and he got back on board Thomas. It then didn't take long for the engineers to fix the problem and the Sodor water supply was restored. Percy filled up with water. Thomas could see Percy coming and stopped. "Thanks, Thomas," said Percy. "No problem," said Thomas. "I'm pleased I modified Mini Thomas's truck though." Everything returned to normal. Thanks for watching our story, which used the Thomas and Friends Take and Play Waterworks rescue set. When Thomas gets close to the brickwork, it triggers a water flow from the bricks. Waves appear in the river, and when Thomas goes over the bridge, it moves. The set comes with a water splash Thomas and a truck with a winch on the back.
Help! 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 Help!
It was another busy day on Sodor, and the trains and buses were hard at work. James had a special delivery to make, so his driver got out to change the points. 3 heavy trucks full of rocks were waiting for him. He reversed up to them and his driver coupled him up. He was about to leave when Bertie stopped by. "Hello, James," he said. "Boy, those trucks look heavy. Be careful." "Yes, yes, I will be," James replied, and off he went. Unfortunately, James had forgotten about a large hill on his journey, and the steep downward slope. So he went for it. At the same time, Bertie was passing underneath. He braked hard, but it was too late. James came to a sudden stop. "Oh no," he said. Rocks were everywhere. Poor old Bertie. Luckily, Sir Topham Hatt was driving by. "Oh dear, what's happened here? Are you alright, Bertie?" he asked. I think so," replied Bertie. "Sorry, sir, it was my fault," said James. "Okay," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Let's get this mess cleared up." So he called for the digging rigs. First, Chomp arrived, and he picked up James's fallen trucks and put them back on the track. So James could take them away. Then Chuck and Philip arrived to scoop up the rocks to free Bertie. The road was clear in no time. "Oh no, my engine won't start," said Bertie. "Oh dear," said Sir Topham Hatt. So Chuck and Philip went off to get some help. "Don't worry, Bertie, we'll get you sorted." It wasn't long before Kevin arrived. "Hi Bertie," said Kevin. "I'll get you fixed." And he loaded Bertie onto his truck. He coupled up and off they went. Later on, James was feeling sad. He felt really bad for Bertie, when suddenly he heard a bus. "Hello James, I'm feeling better than ever right now." This really cheered James up, and everything went back to normal.
Help! Help!
It was another day on Sodor as Thomas set off for work. His job today was to deliver 2 trucks full of heavy rocks. His driver got out, coupled him up, and off they went. James was working hard too. Oh no! The Joker's stolen some treasure. Get him, Batman! Luckily, James was nearby to help. He peeped his whistle, startling the Joker, making him drop the treasure. "You get the Joker, and I'll pick up the treasure," James said to Batman, and he rushed off. The first signal on James's journey was red, but he ignored it. After all, this was an emergency. Unfortunately, the signal was red because Thomas was passing by with his delivery. It was a mess. "Oh, I'm so sorry, Thomas," said James. It's okay," replied Thomas. "But how will we call for help? Neither of us can move." "I'll get some help," said Thomas's driver as he climbed out. Soon, Philip and Chuck arrived, followed by Chomper. "Don't worry guys," said Chomper, "you'll be back to normal in no time." And they got to work. First, they pulled James back onto the track. James then moved out of the way so that Chomper could reach Thomas. Then, Philip and Chuck scooped up the rocks and put them back into Thomas's trucks. It didn't take them long at all. "Oh, thank you everyone," said Thomas. "No problem," they replied. So Thomas continued on his journey. James, on the other hand, hadn't forgotten about the treasure. But what happened to the Joker? Well, Batman caught him eventually and put him behind bars. Well done, you two. At least everyone is alright, and the treasure is saved.
Help! 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 Help!
It was early in the morning on Sodor, and the engines were getting ready for their day's duties. Percy stopped to the coal loader to get his supply of coal for the day and left. Thomas, however, didn't stop for coal. He just went straight on. But he was being watched. Tom Moss the prank engine, the naughtiest engine on Sodor, was watching from his tunnel and had noticed that Thomas never actually used the coal loader. Where does he get his coal from, thought Tom Moss, and he decided to follow Thomas. Now up ahead was an old quarry. It wasn't the narrow gauge Blue Mountain quarry, but an old standard gauge one. Now only Thomas knew that the coal loader here had some really good quality coal in it that made Thomas feel good. He got his coal, but Tom Moss had now discovered his secret. So this is where he comes, Tom Moss thought to himself. Thomas started his day's duties, and Tom Moss slipped back into his tunnel to think up some mischief. The next day, Thomas went to the coal loader in the quarry again. Oh, that's bad news. Tom Moss's tunnel's empty. Thomas turned into the coal loader. Disaster! Rocks fell all over him. Somebody had replaced a lot of the coal with rocks. Thomas was stuck. He was going nowhere. And now Tom Moss was coming to see how his prank had turned out. He laughed and left. Percy was looking for Thomas everywhere. Eventually, he went to the quarry entrance. He heard Thomas's whistle. "There you are, Thomas," said Percy. "I've been looking everywhere." "Oh dear, I think you need some help." He steamed off backwards. Shortly afterwards, Digging Rig Sam arrived. "Oh dear, Thomas." "Don't worry, I'll get you out." And he started scooping the rocks out of the way. In no time at all, Thomas was free. He thanked Sam, and Sam left. Thomas left the quarry without any coal, but quickly made it to the regular coal loader and filled up. Percy was waiting for Thomas as he pulled up. "Thank you for getting me help, Percy. That was very kind. I won't get any more coal from the quarry." They both steamed off. But then Thomas saw Tom Moss in his tunnel. "You," he said. Tom Moss realised he'd been seen and made a run for it. Thomas chased, but Tom Moss had disappeared. One day, he said. Thanks for watching our story, which used the Trackmaster Busy Quarry set. Every time Thomas goes through the coal loader or quarry loader, the coal in his truck flips from empty to full and full to empty, which worked well every time. for watching our video. Here's another one you may have missed.